Seniors, have you ever opened your fridge, poured yourself a nice cold glass of milk, and thought, I'm doing something good for my bones? For years, we've all believed that milk is a symbol of health. Strong bones, a sharp memory, steady energy. But here's the shocking truth. After 60, the wrong kind of milk doesn't just fall short, it can actually work against you. Welcome to Healthier Daily. I'm Dr. Ben Carter. Research is now showing that certain popular milks, the ones many older adults drink every day, can quietly inflame your joints, spike your blood sugar, and even cloud your memory. One major study found that the wrong milk choice increased inflammation and even fracture risk in people over 60. That's not just surprising, it's dangerous. But not all milk is bad. In fact, some types can do the exact opposite. To help us understand this confusing high-stakes choice, we are deeply honored to have our lead expert, Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara.
Thank you, Ben. It is a vital topic because it sits right at our kitchen table. The confusion is understandable. We must stop thinking of milk as one single thing. Let us think of our body, especially after 60, as a strong fortress that is under siege from the natural challenges of aging, inflammation, bone loss, and a slower metabolism. Now, every single day a daily supply caravan arrives at the fortress gates. That caravan is the milk you choose to drink. And here is the critical question. Is that caravan bringing vital reinforcements to help your fortress fight back, like clean protein, good fats, and special nutrients? Or is it a Trojan horse? Is it secretly carrying saboteurs inside, like hidden sugars, inflammatory proteins, or chemical additives that are designed to open the gates from within and help the enemy?
That is the perfect way to look at it, Doctor. And that is our exact promise to you today. In this masterclass, we are going to act as your fortress defenders. We will analyze that supply caravan's contents across the 4 key battlegrounds for senior health. The battle over inflammation, the battle for your blood sugar, the battle for bone integrity, and the battle for your gut health. We will show you the losing choices that deliver saboteurs and the winning choices that bring reinforcements. If you are ready to defend your fortress and learn the truth about the milk in your fridge, please make that commitment. Go to the comments section right now and type the word DEFEND. And while you are there, please be sure to subscribe to Healthier Daily. Let's find out what's really in that caravan.
Let us begin with the first and perhaps most important battleground, the battle against inflammation. Inflammation is the siege engine of aging. It's the constant low-level fire that slowly damages the fortress walls, leading to joint pain, cognitive fog, and stiffness. We must ask, is our daily milk caravan fueling this fire, or is it bringing water to put it out?
That is the critical question. And for millions of Americans, the milk they drink every single day is fueling the fire. This brings us to what we call losing choice number 1, which is the standard, conventional, ultra-pasteurized A1 cow's milk found in most grocery stores. The problem lies in a specific protein called A1 beta-casein. This A1 protein is common in many Western cattle breeds like Holsteins. When your body digests this A1 protein, it can break apart into a fragment called BCM7. Think of BCM7 as a saboteur or an irritant. As our digestion weakens with age, this BCM7 fragment can irritate the gut lining, causing low-grade inflammation that then travels throughout the body. This isn't just a theory. A 2020 clinical trial showed that older adults drinking this A1 milk had significantly higher inflammation markers, more smoke in the fortress, and reported more mental fatigue and joint stiffness compared to those who drank A2 milk. This saboteur protein was actively contributing to their discomfort. And the protein is only half the problem. The processing is the other. Most conventional milk is ultra-pasteurized UHT. This means it's heated to extreme temperatures around 280 degrees Fahrenheit to give it a shelf life of months. This intense heat is a scorched earth policy. It may kill bacteria, but it also damages or denatures the milk's beneficial enzymes and sensitive proteins, making them even harder for an aging digestive system to handle and less nutritious.
So the most common milk caravan is delivering a saboteur protein A1 that has been damaged by heat UHT. This is a losing choice. But thankfully, the fortress has allies. There are caravans that bring powerful reinforcements. This brings us to our winning choices for this battleground.
The first and most direct swap is winning choice number 1, A2 milk. This is still cow's milk, but it comes from older heritage breeds of cows that naturally produce only the A2 beta-casein protein. This A2 protein digests differently. It does not break down into that inflammatory BCM7 fragment. It's the original, non-irritating form of milk protein that humans drank for thousands of years. Our winning choice number 2 is goat milk. Goat milk is a wonderful reinforcement because it is naturally an A2 protein milk. It also has smaller fat globules, which many people find much easier to digest. It's naturally gentle on the system, delivering calcium and protein without the inflammatory saboteur.
I am reminded of a patient, a gentleman named Arthur, 68 years old. He suffered terribly from what he called morning fog and aching knuckles. He was a carpenter, and his stiff hands were making his work, his passion, impossible. He drank a large glass of regular A1 milk every morning, believing it was for his bones. We made only one change. We asked him to stop the A1 milk and switch to A2 milk. He was very skeptical. How could milk be milk but different? But he agreed to try. He returned 1 month later. The fog, he said, was lifting. His knuckles, they still ached, but the stiffness, the fire he felt in them in the morning, was noticeably calmer. He had simply stopped inviting the saboteur into his fortress every single morning. He stopped fueling the fire. That simple switch allowed the fortress's own repair crews to finally get the upper hand. We have identified the first saboteur, the inflammatory A1 protein. But many people, in their wise effort to avoid it, fall directly into a second, equally dangerous trap. This brings us to battleground number 2, the blood sugar siege. This is a saboteur that doesn't just irritate the fortress walls. It poisons the fortress's entire fuel supply.
That's exactly right, Doctor. This saboteur is added sugar. Think of sugar as an agent that works in 2 devastating ways. First, it is highly inflammatory. It's like throwing gasoline on the very fires of joint pain and stiffness we're trying to put out from part 1. Second, it attacks your fortress's fuel management system. After 60, our bodies become much less efficient at managing sugar. Our insulin sensitivity naturally drops. When you drink a sugary beverage, your blood sugar spikes dramatically. This forces your body to release a flood of insulin, a fat storage hormone. And where does your body love to store that fat? Right around the waist? This is why our next losing choices are so incredibly deceptive. Losing choice number 2 is sweetened almond milk. People buy this thinking it's a light or healthy plant-based choice, but it is often a Trojan horse. Look at the label. Many popular vanilla or original versions contain 8 to 12, even 15 grams of added cane sugar per cup. That's a massive sugar spike in a glass, which directly fuels inflammation, insulin resistance, and belly fat gain. And as the original script noted, many of these milks contain less than 2% actual almonds. You are mostly drinking expensive sugar-thickened water. Losing choice number 3 is flavored lactose-free milk. Again, a well-intentioned choice. People buy it to help their digestion. But when they choose the chocolate or vanilla or strawberry versions, they are getting a sugar bomb. These are often loaded with corn syrup, artificial flavors, and other additives. A 2022 study showed that drinks just like this dramatically raised insulin levels and promoted belly fat gain in seniors. You are solving one small problem, lactose, by creating a much, much larger one, blood sugar chaos.
Do you see the pattern? The supply caravan arrives at the fortress gates looking friendly. It says almond milk or lactose-free. But hidden inside are these sugar saboteurs who then proceed to poison the fuel supply, promote inflammation, and weaken the fortress from within.
This, of course, brings us to the winning choice for this battleground. If you want a plant-based option, the reinforcement caravan to choose is unsweetened, calcium-fortified almond milk. This is the one that helps your fortress. Why? First, and most importantly, it has zero added sugar. It does not spike your insulin. It does not fuel the inflammatory fire. Second, it is fortified. This is non-negotiable. As we will discuss in our next section, a milk, especially a plant-based one, must bring reinforcements for your bones like calcium and vitamin D. The unsweetened fortified version does this. Plus, it provides a nice dose of vitamin E and antioxidant that helps protect your fortress walls.
I am reminded of a patient, a gentleman named Frank. He was 69, pre-diabetic, and so frustrated. He told me, "Doctor, I'm doing everything right. I gave up dairy. I switched to this healthy vanilla almond milk every morning. But my energy crashes every afternoon, and I am gaining weight around my waist." We looked at the label of his healthy milk. It was a sugar bomb. He was starting his day with a massive insulin spike, which led directly to his afternoon energy crash and his belly fat gain. We made one simple swap to the unsweetened fortified version. The change was profound. His afternoon energy cliff vanished. His sugar cravings went down. He told me he hadn't just lost weight. He felt like he had gotten his mind back. He had simply stopped letting the saboteur in the gates every morning. We have secured the fortress from the inflammatory saboteurs of the A1 protein. We have defended the fuel supply from the siege of sugar. But a fortress can withstand an attack only if its very walls, its foundation, are strong and solid. If the walls themselves are crumbling, the battle is already lost. This brings us to battleground number 3, the bone integrity crisis. This is the fight for the very structure of your body, your bones. A supply caravan that fails to deliver materials for the wall is useless. But worse, a caravan that secretly steals your existing materials. That is a true saboteur.
This is a trap so many well-intentioned seniors fall into, doctor. This brings us to losing choice number 4, unfortified oat milk. It's trendy, it's creamy, and it's everywhere. But if the carton does not explicitly say fortified, it may be one of the worst choices for your skeleton. Here's why. First, it's a nutrient-void caravan. It's a plant-based drink, so it contains virtually no natural usable calcium or vitamin D. You are drinking this instead of a milk that does have those nutrients, meaning your fortress walls are getting zero supplies that day. But it's worse than just being empty. It can be a thief. Oats in their natural state contain phytic acid. Phytic acid is an anti-nutrient. It's a compound that can bind to essential minerals like the calcium, magnesium, and zinc from other foods you're eating and blocks your body from absorbing them. It's a supply caravan that not only arrives empty, but then steals the bricks from your other supply lines. A 2021 study confirmed that seniors who regularly swapped fortified milks for unfortified ones lost bone density faster. You are trying to build your fortress walls, but this caravan is actively weakening the foundation.
So we must send in a caravan that is the complete opposite. A caravan that doesn't just bring the bricks calcium, but also brings the master engineers and the foremen who know exactly how to use those bricks to build the walls stronger than ever. This brings us to perhaps the most powerful reinforcement on our entire list. Winning choice number 4, Kefir.
Kefir is a fermented milk like a drinkable yogurt, but it is a biological powerhouse. It is the master reinforcement caravan for your bones, and here is its 3-part genius. First, it delivers the bricks. It is loaded with highly bioavailable calcium and magnesium from the milk in a form your body can easily use. Second, it delivers the foreman. It is rich in or often fortified with vitamin D. And as we've learned in other videos, vitamin D is the foreman who is essential for absorbing the calcium from your gut into your bloodstream. But third, and this is the game changer, Kefir delivers the master engineer, or the traffic cop vitamin K2. The beneficial bacteria in kefir, the fermentation process itself can actually produce vitamin K2. As we know, K2 is the nutrient that directs calcium out of your arteries and into your bone matrix. It tells the bricks exactly where to go to make the fortress walls stronger, not clog the plumbing. So Kefir delivers the bricks calcium, the foreman D, and the traffic cop K2. It's a complete synergistic bone-building system in one glass. It's truly incredible how these ancient foods provide such complete synergistic solutions. And it's just as incredible to see our community from all over the world learning this together. Please take a moment to share which state or country you are watching from in the comments below. It's a joy for us to see this global community defending their health.
We have reinforced our bones, the very structure of the fortress, with our choices from Battleground 3. But Ben, a fortress can have the thickest walls in the world, and it will still fall if the main gate is broken or if saboteurs are allowed to climb the walls undetected. This brings us to our 4th and final battleground, the one that may determine the fate of all the others, the gut defense wall. This is your body's primary border with the outside world. The strength of your entire fortress, your immune system, your joint health, your brain clarity is determined by the integrity of this wall.
That is the absolute foundation of all health, doctor. We've already talked about the saboteurs like the inflammatory A1 protein or the siege engine of sugar. What these things do day after day is they act like corrosive agents on that gut wall. They cause inflammation and they help create tiny microscopic gaps, a condition you may have heard of called leaky gut. When that wall is breached, what happens? Undigested food particles, toxins, and inflammatory bacteria leak from the gut directly into your bloodstream. This puts your entire fortress on high alert 24/7. It triggers systemic body-wide inflammation, which is the root cause of the joint pain, the brain fog, and the very health issues we are trying to fight. A fortress with a breached wall is a fortress in chaos.
Exactly. This is why we must send in reinforcements specifically to that wall. This brings us back to our master reinforcement caravan, the one we introduced for bones. But its true power, its greatest mission is here. We must send in an army of master engineers and masons to actively repair the fortress wall and defend the gate.
This is where Kefir returns not just as a bone helper, but as the ultimate reinforcement for battleground number 4. If A2 milk is a clean supply caravan, Kefir is a caravan carrying an entire active army of repair crews. That's what those probiotics are. Kefir is not like regular yogurt, which might have 2 or 3 types of bacteria. True kefir often contains over 30, 40, or even 50 different strains of beneficial bacteria and yeast. These are the engineers that get to work. They arrive at the damaged gut wall, they set up camp. They heal the leaky gaps, they crowd out the saboteur bacteria, and they calm inflammation right at the source. The science on this is incredible. A 2020 study published in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience found that seniors who drank kefir daily had significantly more diverse and healthy gut bacteria. But the results weren't just in their gut. They also showed measurable improvements in balance, walking stability, and even cognitive clarity. Why? Because by repairing the gut wall, they stopped the flow of inflammatory saboteurs that were confusing their brain and joints. And remember what we said in part 4, this healthy active crew of bacteria is also what produces that essential vitamin K2 traffic cop for your bones. So kefir is the ultimate systemic reinforcement. It fixes the main wall, which in turn calms the entire fortress and helps build stronger bones.
I am reminded of a patient, a woman named Maria. She was 73. She didn't just have achy joints. She had constant digestive issues, bloating, gas, and she told me, "Doctor, I just get sick all the time. I catch every cold." Her immune system was weak, and her digestion was in chaos. Her fortress wall was clearly breached. She was hesitant to try a dairy product, but we started her on just a small amount of plain, unsweetened kefir each day. The first change she noticed within a week was that her digestion felt calm. The bloating subsided. But after a month, she came back and told me, "This is the strange part. My joints ache less, and I haven't had my usual seasonal cold." It wasn't strange at all. We had simply sent in the engineers to repair her main wall, and for the first time in years, her entire fortress was finally at peace. And so, we have defended our fortress. We have examined the 4 key battlegrounds: the battle against inflammatory proteins, the siege on your blood sugar, the crisis of your bone integrity, and the defense of your gut wall. You now see that the milk carton in your hand is never just milk. It is a daily choice. You are either welcoming saboteurs into your fortress, or you are welcoming reinforcements. The choice is not about giving up something you love. It is about upgrading your defenses. It is about becoming a wise fortress commander who understands that what you do today determines how strong your walls will be tomorrow. You are not a victim of aging. You are the active defender of your own health.
That's the entire goal, to empower you to be that wise defender. So let's make this incredibly practical. Here is your fortress defense plan. It's a simple 4-step checklist you can use every time you buy milk. First, check your protein. Are you drinking an inflammatory A1 beta casein milk, or are you choosing a reinforcement like A2 milk or goat milk? This is the key to managing that systemic inflammation. Second, check your sugar. Are you accidentally drinking a saboteur, a sweetened almond oat, or lactose-free milk? Always choose unsweetened to protect against insulin resistance and blood sugar spikes. Third, check your fortification. Are you drinking an unfortified plant milk, which can be a thief due to things like phytic acid? Ensure your choice is a reinforcement that is fortified with calcium and vitamin D, or even better, choose Kefir, which provides the master engineer vitamin K2 for bone health. Fourth, check your gut. Are you just drinking milk, or are you actively rebuilding your fortress wall? Adding a probiotic powerhouse like Kefir is the single best way to support your gut microbiome in senior health. This simple plan, focusing on A1 versus A2 beta-casein inflammation and the power of Kefir vitamin K2 bone health, while avoiding the trap of sweetened almond milk insulin resistance or unfortified oat milk phytic acid, is your key to making milk a powerful ally, not a hidden enemy. If this masterclass on defending your health has given you clarity and a new sense of control over your choices, please show your support by giving this video a like, and please share it. So many people are confused in the milk aisle, and this information could truly help them. And if you have not yet joined our community of health defenders, this is your warmest invitation to subscribe to Healthier Daily and ring that notification bell. We are committed to bringing you this level of in-depth, practical science every single week. Finally, our most important question for you today, as the commander of your own fortress, take a look at your own refrigerator. Which battleground inflammation, your protein type, blood sugar sweeteners, bone integrity fortification, or gut health probiotics does your current milk choice need to address the most? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Your aha moment could be the exact insight someone else in our community needs to make a change. From all of us at Healthier Daily, thank you for your time.
Be a wise and discerning commander. Choose your reinforcements well, and your fortress will stand strong.